Live from the 412, it's Platt's point of view, y'all. Let's go. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Platt, and this is Platt's point of view, where I give you my thoughts and opinions on sports locally and nationally. We honor the old school in our old school, new school segment, and highlight some talented student athletes in our high school spotlight. And later on, I will tell you who needs to turn up and get lit. So let's get this show started. The Steelers 2022 NFL Draft. I gave them my draft grade. I gave them a B-. I thought General Manager Kevin Colbert had a nice final draft. A good, not great final draft as Steelers GM. He got a future starting quarterback in mobile Kenny Pickett out of the University of Pittsburgh. I really wanted wide receiver Sky Moore, and that's for obvious reasons. But there was George Pickens, and I like George Pickens, and he's a physical playmaker who plays with an attitude. I just hope he's not Fred Gibson. Wide receiver Calvin Austin, he's a track star in a football uniform who should help in the return game ASAP. And he'll be a nice compliment to Pickens. I also like D lineman DeMarvin Leal. He's a versatile D lineman who could rush the passer and stop the run. He's a first-team All-American. How about quarterback Chris Oludokin out of South Dakota State? That was a shock the Steelers took a quarterback, but this guy has a nice arm and he's real mobile. H-back Connor Hayward, he should help on special teams. He should help in a short yardage game and a screen game. He's also Cam Hayward's brother. Steelers love them brothers. Also, last but not least, inside linebacker Mark Robinson. He's a former running back who moved to middle linebacker out of Ole Miss. He's kind of raw, but man, he is a hitter, and he should provide some depth for the Steelers. The best overall NFL draft of 22, you ask? I hate to say it. The Baltimore Ravens nailed it. I gave them an A+. As a Steelers fan, I hate to admit it, but I'm just being honest. Everybody knows the Ravens needed wide receiver help like super bad. But besides that, they addressed all their needs. Safety, Cal Hamilton out of Notre Dame, he was rated as NFL.com's best player overall in the draft. Hamilton is a rangy, ball-hawking, hard-hitting safety who could be a steal at pick 14 for the Baltimore Ravens. I really like him. They also got the best center in the draft, Tyler Litterbaum out of Iowa. He's a mauler. They got D-tackle Travis Jones out of UConn. I wanted the Steelers to get him. He's a monster. He should contribute immediately. And let me give y'all a sleeper. Tight end Isaiah Likely. He's very underrated. He played for Coastal Carolina. This guy's he got some Shannon Sharp in his game, man. He's very sneaky fast. He got hands. Keep an eye on him. Outside linebacker David Ajobi out of Michigan, the Ravens picked him up too. He dominated the Senior Bowl, and he should be one of their best pass rushers this upcoming season. The Ravens always seem to do good in the draft, and this year was no different. I just hope y'all lose to Pittsburgh twice. My offensive rookie of the year, I'm going with Chiefs wide receiver Sky Moore. I think Moore has a Jamar Chase type impact at wide receiver this season. Mahomes, he's going to love this guy. Sky Moore can turn a 5-yard slant into a 70-yard touchdown in a flash. Watch. My defensive player of the year, rookie of the year, New York Giants D and outside linebacker out of Oregon, Kayvon Thibodeaux. Man, he's a scary, explosive pass rusher who will wreak havoc in the NFC East. I'm already predicting 12 sacks and a few forced fumbles in his rookie season. Kayvon Thibodeaux is scary coming off that edge. My favorite NFL draft pick of the 2022 draft, you ask? New York Jets cornerback Ahmad Sauce Gardner with the 4th pick. In my opinion, in the next 3 years, Sauce Gardner will be a top 5 NFL corner. He brings swag and shutdown cornerback potential to a Jets team that sorely needs it. Sauce Gardner. I love that guy. My sleeper of the 2022 NFL Draft, outside linebacker James Houston, 6'1", 235 out of Jackson State. Love them HBCU guys. He was picked in the 6th round, pick 217. He plays for the Detroit Lions. Houston should help Detroit as a pass rusher. He's no slouch against the run either. Detroit must unleash him as a pass rusher, period. I'm trying to tell you, man, Deion coached this guy up. He's tough. He became a better player after he transferred from Florida to Jackson State. James Houston was one of 4 HBCU players selected in the 2022 NFL Draft. It need to be more, but it's cool, though. You got to stand out. But, yup. Okay. I know it's a little early, but this is my way too early 2023 top 5 NFL Draft prospects. First up, it's no order. Just first up, quarterback Bryce Young, 6 feet, 195 out of Alabama. The reigning Heisman Trophy winner threw for over 4,800 yards with 47 touchdowns and 7 inners. Bryce Young is a smart and efficient quarterback. He's very mobile, and he delivers strikes even when under pressure. I think Bryce Young is going to be special. My next guy, quarterback J Stroud out of Ohio State, 6'3", 215 pounds. J Stroud was a Heisman finalist as a first-year starter at Ohio State last season. He's a big-time playmaker who plays with poise, and me watching him, he just never seemed rattled. He's a very accurate passer, 71%. J Stroud led the nation in QBR. Number 2 was Bryce Young. Go figure. If you go watch the 2022 Rose Bowl, J Stroud was throwing straight darts. Some of them throws he made in that game was just simply amazing. It's effortless. My next guy, outside linebacker DN Will Anderson out of Alabama, 6'4", 235 pounds. Anderson was the best player on Alabama's defense last season, if you didn't know that. He's a game-changing pass rusher. He's the reigning SEC Defensive Player of the Year, unanimous All-American, who had 17.5 sacks and 34 tackles for loss. This guy's relentless coming off the edge. I can't wait to see him this year. Another guy, Myles Murphy, defensive end out of Clemson, 6'5", 275. Murphy's a versatile D lineman who can play D tackle or DN. He's very athletic with a quick first step. A lot of scouts, they comparing the number 1 pick, Trayvon Walker. Murphy has 12 sacks and 25 tackles for loss in the last 2 seasons. Pitt will get a crack at him, ACC. I can't wait to see what he do for Clemson. And last but not least, wide receiver Jackson Smith in Jigba out of Ohio State, 6 feet, 193 pounds. This kid is an excellent route runner with good speed and separation. He had 95 catches for over 1,600 yards and 9 touchdowns last season. He averaged 17 yards a catch, and in that Rose Bowl, man, he tore it down. He had 15 catches for 347 yards. This guy's coming. Keep an eye on him in Jigba. Let's go on to some NBA playoff talk. At the time of this recording, the NBA playoffs was somewhat still in the second round. The Heat, Sixers, Bucks. The Sixers lost. The Bucks are going into Game 7. Golden State advanced already. But I still would like the Bucks to repeat his chance, and I think they're going to win. But how about guys like Sixers combo guard Tyrese Maxey, Mavs point guard Jalen Brunson, the Warriors shooting guard Jordan Poole? They all made a name for themselves in this year's playoffs. Even guys like Kyle Anderson and Brandon Clark from Memphis, man, they were good, and you got to love it. But I still expect Milwaukee and Phoenix to advance to the conference finals. Miami and Golden State, they're already waiting, ready to battle it out for a chance to go to the NBA Finals. And how about Drew Holiday? He always makes timely plays on the offense and defensive end for the Milwaukee Bucks. I know Marcus Smart won Defensive Player of the Year, but in these playoffs, Drew Holiday has looked like the best defensive guard in the playoffs. That's that point and shooting guard. Drew Holiday is probably the best all-around point guard in the NBA. And last but not least, man, what's up with James Harden? Only 2 shots in the second half of a playoff elimination game? Are you kidding me? James Harden never made more than 10 field goals in a game during the 2022 NBA playoffs. James Harden comes up short in his title quest once again. To me, he hasn't looked the same since the hamstring injury in Brooklyn 2 years ago. James Harden, just like Russell Westbrook, doesn't seem to have any willingness to change. I mean, to me, he has a 3-point game and he's a slasher. Never developed his mid-range game. Until those results change, until that changes, the results will always be the same for James Harden. Man, shaking my head. Let's go on to our NBA draft profile. Ochi Obagi out of Kansas, 6'5" shooting guard, 210 pounds. This guy was the 2022 NCAA Tournament Most Outstanding Player, NCAA 2022 champion. This past season, he averaged 18 points a game, 5 rebounds. He shot 47% from the floor, 41% from three-point range, and he's a 74% foul shooter. Ochi Obagi is a gifted, already NBA-built shooting guard. with a 6'10 wingspan. He's developed into a deadly shooter from deep. This guy's a very good athlete. He makes hustle plays on both ends of the floor. And Obagi, he's improved as a shooter, a ball player, and a defender every season at Kansas. Shout out to their coaching staff. He's a solid scorer off the dribble. He comes off screens and motion plays. And I think Ochi Obagi will be a good 3-and-D type player in the NBA. He's projected to go mid-first round. We're going to see Ochi Obagi. He got a little bit of Ray Allen in his game. Now, here's my top 5 2022 NBA draft prospects. The 2022 NBA draft is June 23rd, but May is always a crucial month for all NBA hopefuls as the NBA Combine is right around the corner. So here's my top 5 NBA prospects. Number 1, you got small forward, can play power forward too, Jabari Smith, 6'10", 220 out of Auburn. Jabari Smith is the best pure shooter in this year's draft, and he's only a freshman. Remarkable. Super talented combo forward. I think he's NBA ready. I can't wait to see this guy. Number 2, power forward Paolo Banchero, 6'10", 250 out of Duke. This was my favorite player in college. This guy has size and major offensive skills, and he's very versatile. He has the potential to be a team's go-to scorer. He can score on all 3 levels. He has a nice mid-range game. This guy reminds me of Chris Webber so much. Number 3, shooting guard, point guard, Jaden Ivey. He's a combo guard. Probably played a 2 in the NBA. 6'4", 200 pounds, like I said, out of Purdue. He's a very explosive combo guard with crazy athleticism. There's not too many defenders who can stand in front of this guy, period. Number 4, big man, center power forward, Chet Holmgren, 7 feet, 197 pounds, out of Gonzaga. This guy's a smooth 7-footer who can handle the rock, make threes at a solid rate, and be a good rim protector. Holmgren is very gifted. His only knock, he just got to add some weight, man. I think the sky's the limit for this guy. And last but not least, at number 5, shooting guard Johnny Davis out of Wisconsin, 6'5", 195 pounds. Davis is a crafty slashing 2 guard who is deadly in the mid-range game. A lot of people called him the DeMar DeRozan of college basketball. He's a pure 3-level scorer. He's known for making big shots throughout his career at Wisconsin, and I can't wait to see Johnny Davis. Now let's go old school, new school. Old school, new school, youngest take notice. Old school, new school, youngest take notice. Old school, new school, youngest take notice. Old school, new school, y'all. Old school, small forward, Bernard King, 6'8", 200 pounds. 14 NBA seasons he played for New York, New Jersey, Golden State, Utah, and Washington. From 1977 to 1993. His career averaged 22 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. Bernard King was a 4-time NBA All-Star, 2-time NBA All-Second Team. He was an NBA Comeback Player of the Year in 1981. He's an NBA scoring champ in 1985. Bernard King was one of the most explosive scorers of his era and in NBA history. At 6'8", he was a dynamic offensive force. He had a nice post game where he would post you up and then spin left or right for a smooth turnaround jumper. Man, it looked pure. Major knee construction cost King 2 years in the prime of his career, but he proved that was wrong and he came back and became an NBA All-Star. Bernard King has scored over 19,000 points in his career. Despite being a prolific scorer, Bernard King had his series of off-the-court issues. During the 1979-1980 season, King got treatment for substance abuse. King told people close to him, "I realized if I drank and used cocaine, I have no life. I have no NBA career." Knee issues forced King to retire at the end of the 1992-93 season. In the year 2013, Bernard King was elected to the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame along with Gary Payton and Rick Pitino, just to name a few. Bernard King retired. When he retired, he was 16th on the NBA all-time scoring list. Bernard King was a straight scorer. Ooh, man. Whew. Let's go to our new school. Red shirt sophomore quarterback J Stroud. Once again, we just talked about him. 6'3", 218 out of Ohio State. He had 44 touchdowns, only 6 enters, completed over 70% of his passes, over 4,000 yards passing. J Stroud has made a name for himself in his first year as starting quarterback for Ohio State. Like I said, he completed over 70% of his passes. Ohio State, they didn't win a national title, but only one team can, so who cares? But J Stroud is definitely capable of getting the Buckeyes to the national championship. Stroud has a big arm, He throws a nice deep ball, and he has all the physical traits. NFL scouts are already touting Stroud as the number 1 pick in the 2023 NFL draft. J Stroud, he could sling it, man. I like this guy a lot, J Stroud. You go to boxing. Who could be Shakur Stevenson? Shakur Stevenson, man. Some people compare him to a young Floyd Mayweather. This 24-year-old southpaw put on a boxing clinic recently, destroying unbeaten junior lightweight champ Oscar Valdez, making Stevens the unified junior lightweight champion. Shakur Stevenson's speed, technique, defense, and IQ is on point like an archer. Who's next? Gervonta Davis comes down to 130? Maybe. Stevenson and Davis have been chatting on Twitter recently about a mega fight between the two. Let's see what happens. Maybe Lemachenko comes down to 130. That would be a huge fight. Or maybe IBF World Junior Lightweight Champ Kenichi Ogawa. Or WBA Champ Roger Couture. Come on, Bob Arum. Make it happen. Shakur Stevenson, man, he's feasting on his opponents, and he wants more. And how about Canelo Alvarez, man, losing to Dimitri Bivol? It was Alvarez's first loss since 2013. He can fight Bivol again in a rematch or go back to 168 and defend on belts. If Canelo decides to go back to 168, he can fight Triple G, he can fight Jamal Charlo, or even David Benavidez. I can't wait to see. Let's go to Mark My Words. Mark my words. Mark my words. Mark my words. Tim Anderson of the Chicago White Sox will be the best shortstop in baseball this season. Anderson is off to a hot start. He's batting .347 with 4 home runs, 12 RBIs, and 5 stolen bases. Tim Anderson's my favorite baseball player. Mark my words. Steelers rookie wide receiver Calvin Austin will get at least 1 kick return or punt return touchdown in his rookie season. This kid can fly. He's a former track star. He reminds me of Dante Hall. Mark my words. Steelers rookie quarterback Kenny Pickett will start week 1. I just think his pocket presence and leadership will stand out in training camp, and the Steelers will have no choice but to play this kid week 1. Good luck, Kenny. Mark my words. Seattle Storm power forward Breanna Stewart will win WNBA MVP this season. All 5 of Breanna Stewart's seasons she's played in the WNBA, they're MVP worthy. Let's be honest. Let's look at the numbers. Even her rookie year. If she doesn't get hurt last season, who knows what could have happened. They might have won the title. Let's go to our high school spotlight. First up, we're gonna hit baseball diamond. Senior Cole Young. He's a shortstop out of North Allegheny High School over in Wexford. He's 6'1", 185 pounds. Cole Young is a very talented shortstop who led his team to a 6A Whitfield title and the PIAA state championship last spring, where they came up a little short, but that's neither here nor there. Young is a left-handed hitter who had a batting average of .437 with 23 RBIs and only 5 strikeouts and 101 plate appearances last season, while also playing strong on the defensive end. Young was the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette 6A Player of the Year, and he played in the high school All-American game last season. Cole Young committed to Duke to play baseball and further his education. Max Preps, they recently named him as a top 10 high school baseball prospect for the 2022 Major League Baseball draft. A lot of Major League Baseball scouts say this guy's very athletic with a strong arm. Even Baseball America, they got the Detroit Tigers picking this kid with the 12th pick. Currently, Cole Young is trying to help his team repeat as 6A champs and make another state title run as the Whitfield baseball playoffs are underway. This season, he's currently batting .436 with 14 RBIs. If Cole Young is drafted in the first round of the 2022 Major League Draft, he'll be the 6th player from the Whitfield to get drafted in the first round over the past 8 years. That's great. Good luck, Cole. We're going to go back to the basketball court. DJ Wagner. This guy's a point guard, shooting guard, 6'3", 170 out of Camden High School, Camden, New Jersey. This past season, he averaged 19 points a game, 4 rebounds, 3 steals, and 3 assists. This guy's the number 1 prospect in the 2023 basketball class, high school. He's the reigning New Jersey Gatorade Basketball Player of the Year, 2-time South Jersey Boys Player of the Year, and for what it's worth, he's also the son of DeJuan Wagner, who was a former 6th pick in the 2002 NBA draft. Pardon me. DJ Wagner is a fun player to watch. He's nice in the open court. He looks like his father attacking and putting pressure on defenses. He has a straight scorer's mentality. He has nice handle with a mean pull-up jumper. He slashes to the hoop in a variety of ways. I like this guy a lot. Wagner led his Camden team to the Group 2 state championship, the school's first state title since 2000 when DeJuan Wagner won it. In the classroom, Wagner has a 3.7 GPA. That's great. Wagner also volunteers locally on behalf of toy and clothing drafts. Wagner recently committed to Kentucky to play for Coach John Calipari, who coached his dad, DeJuan, at Memphis years ago. Ooh, I can't wait to see this. Baseball, high school baseball. How about Jared Bees, man, out of Eaton Christian? He's a right-handed pitcher. He's about 5'8", 160 pounds. Bees is batting .463, which is best on his team, and he has a 6-0 record as a pitcher with a 0.61 ERA. This kid has 61 strikeouts in 34 innings. Eaton Christian is one of only 2 undefeated teams left in the WPIAL. Let's go to Pittsburgh Penguins. I know one thing. These NHL playoffs are very exciting to watch. I love it. The Pittsburgh Pens and the New York Rangers are battling at the time we went on the air, and they're going to Game 7. But me personally, I think if the Pens get past the Rangers, they can win the Stanley Cup. They still got that 3 core, Letang, Malkin, and Crosby. Hopefully Crosby gets healthy. If not, I really like the Colorado Avalanche to win the Stanley Cup. They have a top 5 goalie in Darcy Kemper with elite talent like Mikko Rantanen and McKinnon. Those guys are loaded. They're coming. Track and field. This past week, the Puerto Rican Athletics Classic was recently held, and Trayvon Bromell ran a 9.92 in the 100 meters. He's considered the fastest man in the world. Trayvon Bromell. Check him out. Now let's turn up and get lit, baby. Turn up and get lit. It's time to turn up and get lit, man, for real. Turn up and get lit. Steelers rookie quarterback Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett, wow. I remember being very critical of you as the Pitt Panthers starting quarterback. Time flies. I think it was your sophomore year and some of your junior season. I wasn't really sold on you, man. I'm not going to lie. Around that time, I thought you were an average NFL. I thought you were an average quarterback. Maybe 5th, 6th round CFL material. Man, have times changed. You exploded your senior season, and you became ACC Player of the Year and the 20th pick of the 2022 NFL Draft. You are now a Pittsburgh Steeler. That's still unbelievable to me. But I can't wait to watch your career as a Steeler unfold, man. There's a lot of questions heading into this upcoming season. I think you will be the starting quarterback week 1 in Cincinnati. To me, your strength is Mitchell Trubisky's weakness, which is being a good quarterback from the pocket, seeing the field, and good pocket presence. Now, Kenny, all you got to do is just show everybody you can continue this success at the NFL level. Kenny Pickett, turn up and get lit. Show Steeler Nation you're the man for the job. Let's go. And that'll do it for another episode of Platt's Point of View. We'll see you next time. Have a good one. Out.
CJ on the